Hey, what's up, man? This is it. It's Thursday. It is time for Triple D. It is Dynamite with Dezzie and Dean. How are you, Dean?
I'm all gravy, dude. Yeah, living the dream. How you feeling?
Oh, dude, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. You know, it's awesome up here. We're still enjoying the sunlight here. I think we still have. It still feels like 24-hour sunlight. I don't think it's directly now. I think we're sort of coming out of it now at the end of July, but it's still awesome, man. It's great.
We'll take any sunlight over here we can get at the moment. It's supposed to be in the middle of summer, but we're not getting much. Supposed to be nice tomorrow, though, so we'll take that. We'll take it. Small
There
victories.
we go. Well, that's how they keep you going. They say, you know what? The weekend forecast is looking great, folks. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. Speaking of that's how they get you, what an episode this week. What an episode we had, eh?
Oh, yeah, enjoyed it. Enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
love Dynamite.
Yeah.
So glad it's back.
Yeah, no, exactly. You know, it's really great. The Brandy Rhodes Hour, for those of you who missed it, it was great. I really had a good time, and we'll jump right into it here. We started off our first match of the night, the Inner Circle taking on the Best Friends and Friends. I thought it was kind of crazy. They started the show off with this match. I thought it was cool. There were some crazy spots outside the ring. I thought it was a really wild way to start the show, honestly. I remember like my notes right here. Luchasaurus kicking ass. He cleans out Sammy Guevara. Good to see Sammy G back, honestly, really is. Trading blows with Jake. There's a big Hoss battle here. Lucha's mask coming off. I think that was funny how you sort of realize that, yeah, this thing is, you know, it's a pretty big piece of rubber or whatever with these straps on it. So when the straps fail, what happens, right? Crazy clothesline there by Jake Hager. Sammy was about to win the match. Matt Hardy interferes. Matthew Hardy, if you saw his promo on YouTube, he's talking about how he came into AEW and he was expecting Broken Matt Hardy to work so big with a live crowd, but there was no crowd. So now he's thinking, what else can I do? So now he's Matthew Hardy. So he comes in. Luchasaurus blasts him with that spinning lizard. I love that with Sammy. And Matt picking up the feud with Sammy right away. And that was a thing. He even addressed it on Matt's video the other day. Was like, hey, I had a program going with Sammy. Then he got suspended. What do you do, right? I mean, this happens. So I love that they picked it right back up right away. What were your thoughts on this opening match for this week's Dynamite?
Slightly underwhelmed, really. Not. I think it didn't quite deliver, but you know, you can have too much of a good thing sometimes. I feel like there was so much talent in the ring, so many awesome guys that I was like super excited for it, but like no one really got much of a time to shine because it was so busy. So I think it was just a case of too much of a good thing. Like, I wanted to enjoy it more, and I don't know if I quite liked the finish. Obviously, Matt and Sammy do have the feud, but we effectively got the faces needing a six-man sort of cheating to get the win. So I don't know, you know, it didn't really do them any favours, I think, in that regard. But obviously, like you say, it picks up their storyline. So I think, yeah, slightly underwhelmed, but like, not that I disliked it. Like I say, there were some good things. I liked how when Jake attacked the face's corner, he shied away from Luchasaurus, you know, a bit like step back. So then when they had that little face off, then that were, you know, like pumped, because that's a match that I think we'd like to see. We like as big men, don't we? Well, good, talented big men. So, yeah, so I think some good things. I would like to say some good spots in the match, but yeah, just ever so slightly underwhelmed, but like not hating on it, you know?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good, strong start there. Good way to start the show off here. And then, of course, we go right into boom, baby. Yes. Yeah, time to rule ass here with Warhorse in what they're calling Warhorse's biggest match of his life. Jesus, man.
Obviously, against Cody.
Right? So it's like, okay. So I love how Cody's entrance, you got Arn going over the notes, and he's like, I don't have a clipboard in front of me, but he's like, all right, now listen, remember, take the weight belt off, consider using it, but then just throw it out, okay? And remember, this is the biggest match of Warhorse's life, so make him a star, okay? Make him a star. Holy shit. I don't know, man. Cody is just, I can't get... Cody, I want to like him, but it's just, Cody. But I love Warhorse's entrance, though. Okay, 4,000 pounds of raw heavy metal here to rule ass. Okay, that's heavy. Okay, that's heavy right there. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. No, that was huge. Great match. I thought it was awesome. And then, of course, they had to bring up Cody. Check out his singles record. Yeah, he has to have a singles record like that in 2020 when you build him the way you are. You know, Cody, when you finally give Cody his title so he's happy and now he doesn't have to break thrones anymore or do whatever he used to do. And I imagine he used to be like, imagine Cody backstage. He's just bitch and whine so much that they were just like, "Hey, Cody, here's your bottle. Here's your TNT Championship that's not even finished. That we couldn't even debut it while it was finished." You know what I mean? Like, you wanted that bad, Cody. Cody. I don't know. I can't say enough about Cody here. But again, Warhorse, though, back on this match here. Just shook off Cody here. I've seen him wrestle once before. I fell in love with him. He's got an awesome style. Just imagine the shockwaves if Cody lost the title to a guy from the indies like this, right? This is what AEW needs, I think. That's what they would really give them a really big up here in a lot of the wrestling scenes across that they're not hitting, right? They're hitting a lot of fans, myself included, and I'm excited about it. I'm even more excited that I found out that I have TSN on my cable provider now. So every Wednesday night, I don't have to go around looking for bum feeds and stuff like that. I can just watch it on my PVR. So boom, next week I'll be very happy about that. But no, so like I said, instead we have Cody winning to beat everybody in America on live TV. Triple H, man, I tell you, it's what is it? She's got to show Triple H he's a star. He's got to make the star. He's gonna be a star for sure. Cody wins with the figure 4, and then I love that Cody looking at Warhorse, and you can see him mouthing. He's like, "Get up here, kid, so I can bless your career. Come here, we gotta hug it out here." And I don't know, man. I'm just, yeah. And then stuff happened after the match. But I want to hear what you thought about the actual match itself: Warhorse versus Cody.
Yeah, I liked the match. Like, I don't know much about Warhorse myself and that, but like they pushed him, like he felt legit when he came out, didn't he? And I liked how it were for a majority of the fight very even. No one could take advantage for too long. It was a bit of back and forth. And again, it was similar to the last time where it's like Cody's the injured leg. Cody tried to lock in the figure 4. So I liked that the first time he tried to lock in the figure 4, Warhorse instantly reversed it, flipped it. Yeah. So I liked that. So that was a bit of a tale of the match. And obviously that was the finish, eventually getting in the figure 4. So I think that's an interesting, it's interesting that they're pushing more that over as he's so, rather than Crossroads. It's like the figure 4 is like how he's trying to take people out at the moment. So yeah, I like to say I thought it was a nice even match. Like I say, Warhorse, because even though I didn't know him, it felt like, say, nice entrance. The £4,000 of heavy metal. I'm like, yeah, I'm in. So yeah, we're good. And then I liked how again Cody doing his press ups and try to be, but I like Arn being a coach and saying, no, forget that. Yeah. Concentrate. That's what you want from your coach, from your manager. So yeah, like I say, I enjoyed the match itself, and I say I don't think Cody annoyed me too much. But I think the problem with Cody is, like we were saying, it's like his ego's getting a bit out of whack. Like you say, it's like the TNT title is to get the rub from Cody title. But also, obviously, Cody's going to have a direct hand in his own booking. So it's like, has his own ego got out of control where he's like, oh, yeah, I can make stars. Just put them up against me. I can create stars. Or anyone that would mind where they're from. So that's my issue with Cody at the moment. Not that I don't love him and, I'm grateful for what he's done. But yeah, I think, like, obviously, the interesting thing with this were post-match as well. Quite interesting. Like, I don't know. I got into wrestling about 2015. It was just after Zack Ryder at the time had got himself over, but he were already on the downward thing. So this, when he came out, it wasn't like, like exciting for me because he's been flattened out by his previous employers. So it didn't really, obviously I know he's got a relationship with Cody, so it's nice that I'm glad he's somewhere where now he can at least be someone, at least develop his own character. My word, was he jacked?
Yeah.
He looked huge. You see his shoulders are like Brian Cage's. He looked massive. So I say, so it wasn't like, whoa, like, oh, this is exciting for me, but I was like more like happy for him. Yeah. Knowing what he's been through at the other place. So I was happy to see him. And like I say, it took away from Warhorse straight away at the end. But I did like it when the what it Dark Order, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 and 2.5 or whatever. Then when they attacked, Warhorse pushed Cody out of the way because he was about to get hit over back of head, wasn't he? So I liked that, and then he got stuck in. So I did like that. That like to show that Warhorse is not personal; it's just a match. You know what I mean? I'm still going to do the right thing, and then obviously Matt Cardona made the save. But yeah, so I thought this was a good match, good segment overall. I'm excited to see what they can do with, like I say, Matt Cardona when he's a bit more involved in his own character and his own gimmick and where he wants to go with it. So yeah, I think this is good for the future.
No, definitely. And again, yeah, like you said there, I hope that Warhorse sticks around. I hope they got a time for him because, man, that was a match. That was a great appearance there.
I want to see more, definitely.
Yeah. Shanna saying she was a bit annoyed that Warhorse was trying to take the beatdown for Cody. They never even helped him up after. Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Matt needed to even out that tan. Yeah, no. And so Matt, big thing for him exactly. I think it's great for all the indie darlings, the people that the fans on the internet that are watching the social media content, like watching Matt's podcast with the action figures and have kept up with him since his days as internet champion. Right. I almost bought that replica title of the internet championship just because I thought it was super cool. Olivia saying, my dad said something last night that made a lot of sense. He didn't like Cody in WWE and is not vibing with him here, but he liked Zack Ryder in WWE. He's excited to see where this goes. I feel the same. And that's exactly it. I think Zack Ryder was huge. I think he was great there. I think he was underused. And I think it was very organic with Zack Ryder. It wasn't like with Cody where he's part of wrestling's other royal family. Oh, God. We'll get back onto Brandy here later on here.
Well, that's it. Vince don't like people getting over by themselves, does it? It's like as and when he chooses. So it's it's a shame. It was a shame for him because, like I say, he should stay organic. If something's organic, go for it. You know?
Exactly.
I want to say more of that. Nice to hear from you, Olivia, as well. By the way, cheers for tuning in.
Yes, for sure. Thank you for tuning in. And then we get to Tony promoting All Out. I think that's awesome. All Out's coming up here. Jericho, the Inner Circle, come out. Man, what's son of a bitch in Spanish? Son of El bitch. And, man, that's good, man. Like I said, just miss Sammy out there. I missed Inner Circle here as a group. It's great. They have announced, Jericho announces that next week he's doing a debate with OC, and in 2 weeks they're having their rematch. So there we go. We're going to see it. I thought they would wait till All Out, honestly. I thought that'd be enough of a thing, but maybe there's more brewing here that we're going to see. I
want to expect in a rematch so soon. Definitely not. Definitely not. It's not normally the style, is it, like that? Keep you waiting. But it's interesting to see because the debate next week, it's got like a special guest moderator. So it'll be interesting to see who that is because obviously Jericho's excited about it. So is that someone, who's more on Jericho's side of things?
Right.
So just the format of the debate, like you say, because Orange Cassidy hasn't done much talking. I think I can count on one hand how many times I've heard him talk. So that'll be interesting. See, different side of his character. So, like I say, I just don't know how that's going to go. Actually, the debate. So as a fan, excited to see where it goes. Don't need to guess how it's going to go. Just watch.
I would predict orange juice. I would say there's going to be orange juice there. We see FTR signing their contracts officially now. AEW members. Paige comes in with his whiskey bottle there and gives them shot glasses or gives them glasses. That was awesome. And man, did he ever fill his up though? He had a huge glass of whiskey there. And man, the guys had theirs pretty quick. I love how he's even like, was it Dax or Cash was like, that's pretty cheap. Not even busting out the good stuff for us. But man, Hangman with that huge glass of whiskey.
Well, they poured them a big shot, like you say. Dax struggled with it. Like even after he said that, you could see him like try to compose himself. And Hangman's like chugging a pint. He's like, I might have poured too much. It's like, but obviously I want does Arn represent FTR then? Was that?
So I don't know. Like, is that what's going on? Like, is he in on that now? Maybe are they Nightmare Family, or is this just because I don't know? Like, it was good. It was good to see him there. It does raise these questions, right? It definitely does raise these questions.
Yeah, because he went over the contract with him and such. But then I liked how they pushed the tag rules again via that Arn's going over. So the 10-second rule and then you're out, and they were on about tag ropes and stuff. So they're pushing that side of it, and they also said that they wanted an appreciation night for tag teams, which I thought were quite hosted by them. So I'm not sure quite how that's going to work. It's kind of interesting thought, but I mean the whole show for a long time has felt like just a tag team appreciation anyway, because it's the best tag division in the world, and we love seeing the tags. Actually, so I don't know quite how that worked, but it'd be interesting, yeah.
John saying Arn was quick to turn the drink down, yeah, for sure. I think it'd be cool, a tag team appreciation night, bringing in legends. I think that'd be really cool.
Well, maybe that's why Arn were involved, because of his tag background and stuff. That's why they're like, someone who knows. You don't have to necessarily represent him, but someone who knows what he's talking about in that regard. So that's why we'll bring him in for this. Yeah. But yeah, he poured his drink into it Cash's glass, so he had a mighty shot then. I think. Yeah. Still not on Page though. Still nothing on Page. But I did like when Page came in. It's like they are absolutely friends now, aren't they? That's how they're playing it.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was interesting.
And it comes into play later on too, right? There's constantly the story that they're weaving here. It's going to have a payoff. This is a story like we don't see in wrestling these days, I think. that's why I really appreciate it. So it brings us into our next match here. Hangman Page, Kenny Omega taking on the Dark Order, the Grayson Uno combo. And man, let me tell you, that match was fun for me. That Uno cannonball and Stu off the top rope, man. These guys are really good stuff. You know, you can tell they've worked a long time together. They just have a good chemistry. Uno taking the last call finisher there. Brody comes out. Bucks, Omega, Page, everybody's out. Dark Order surrounding the ring. FTR comes down for the save, and they're just building into this massive. They've got these like 11, 12-man tag team matches coming up now, right? These massive faction wars that's happening in AEW right now. And it was like, that was always the worry, right? That they've had these big factions that are just going to be like, you know, you've got Inner Circle, you've got the Elite, you've got Dark Order, you've got the Best Friends and Friends now, you know what I mean, that are happening. So there's all these storms that are building, and they're going to start hitting each other very soon, and we've seen that already. But what did you think about Page and Omega's tag team? Again, it just shows that even though they can't get on the same page, as it were, right, just wink, that they're the best wrestlers out there, man. These guys are phenomenal, and they're still winning. It's a winning combination, and I think that's a good story in itself, is that there's all this division, this confusion between the two of them, but the fact that they're such good wrestlers just keeps them on top. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I thought they were, like I say, two awesome teams. Great tag team work from both of them. And like I say, even though Omega and Hangman are singles guys, technically, they're such a good tag team. And I didn't see, there wasn't much dissension in this match between them at all. In fact, I remember at one point, like, I'm having a nice double high five in the middle of the ring and proper smiling at each other. So you didn't really, so I thought that was nice, you know, to see them actually, like, getting on when it wasn't an issue. But there was some of the best talent the AEW's got in this ring. I think Stu Grayson is amazing. That dive, you know what I mean? There's suicide dives, and then there's that when he dives over the turnbuckle. And obviously the camera didn't pick up him. I assume he connected with Hangman, you know, but he didn't pick it up from. I don't know if it was safe for you, but. And then obviously we had Uno doing the Swanton bomb. I think, like you say, fantastic, both teams. I really enjoyed this match. And like I say, the post match is where things got more interesting, wasn't it? Because like if Brody Lee sent Colt and Anna Jay to the back, almost like, I don't want to see this, and give him a proper dressing down, didn't he? Like he threw the papers in Uno's face and he gripped Stu Grayson by the throat, because we've been talking about how they could maybe separate off, and I thought that was going to be the start of that almost. The way it were like, oh, I protected my favourites, go to the back, I'm getting rid of these two. But obviously it led to a bit of a brawl, and then we had FTR make the save then, didn't we? So the faces could stand tall, because it looked like Brody Lee were like, I'm sick of you, Hangman. I want you're getting beat up now, when he sent all his numbered drones in, and then but FTR made the save. So like I say, FTR aren't feuding with necessarily anyone. They just want to prove that they're the best, don't they, really?
Yeah, that's exactly what it's coming out to, you know what I mean? And I like that. It's competitive for sure.
Well, I say, in the weaving storylines and that, but I'm a fan of factions, big factions, because it's a way for people to be busy and be seen without being over, you know, pushed too much, you know, down your throat. Not like you don't have to wrestle every week to be seen and be part of active storylines. So that's why I've always been a fan of factions.
Yeah.
For that exact reason. And like obviously you get variety by interchanging the different parts. So you get match variety. So again, you're not seeing the same things every week, even though you've got stories. But yeah, I do like how AEW, and they used to get this attitude here as well, like lots of storylines and lots of people crossing paths and go having multiple feuds at once, which I like.
Yep. No, exactly. And then that was it, right? That's the beautiful part of it. It's just this, we get this great wrestling. And man, I tried watching Raw this week and I was fast forwarding it. There were like 3 matches in the first hour and a half. And I was like, bro, this isn't enough, man. You know what I mean? It's not enough. This is not enough. There's between the commercials and the promos and the talking, it was just like, guys, it's not enough, man. Not enough.
Like you say, you fast forward Raw, whereas I rewind Dynamite so I can watch stuff again or something. Oh, I missed that there, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the difference right there.
Exactly it. And then speaking of not enough, speaking of too much now, Britt Baker comes out and she's talking about, guess who? Holy shit, it's Big Swole. Man alive, is there not a man alive who has not heard of this feud right now? This feud that they've got boiling on, like, and it's going to end up being like overcooked pasta or overcooked rice, where we're like, shit, this is a good dish and I know it's good, but it's just overcooked. So we got to try it again, you know? This is going to be, dinner got ruined because we overcooked it. And I think that's what's going to happen That's what's at risk. It's not even at a risk anymore. It was like COVID back in January when it was like, oh, there's a risk of this thing spreading here. There's a risk that we might overexpose these two. We better watch out. Well, then over the last 6 or 7 weeks that we've been talking, that's all they've been doing is overexposing these two to the point now where it's like, fuck, are they ever gonna fight? I don't know, man. Who knows now at this point, right? Who knows? I don't know.
What's COVID, by the way? But anyway, yeah, the one thing I did like is she's finally, we've been saying she should have someone have a match for her. So that's what she was saying, or someone of my choice will face Big Swole. So at least Swole's actually going to have a match against someone and not just be talking about it for months and months. And but she didn't like, is it going to be Rebel, Reba, or, because she didn't really specify that then, like you think like she sort of would, but you'd think that's the logical step, wouldn't you?
That would be, you think so.
But yeah, so like you said, but we're just seeing this too much. And as Britt Baker had a nose job, it looked a different shape this week.
That's what I mean. Like, is
that why they used it just to cover that? Yeah, they just used it to cover that fact.
I think so. I think that was it. I think, who knows, right? What if she's not even like hurt?
Who knows? What knows?
Well, we're canceled now. That's awesome.
I do apologize. I do apologize.
Well, you should.
In fact, I don't. No, I don't. I don't apologize.
You don't apologize. Dean unapologetically being himself. And now we got this awesome commercial. Relive your favorite AEW moments, all of them, with your new action figures of Brandy Rhodes. Representing for the ladies, she says. You know what would represent for the ladies more than you representing for the ladies? How about some actual women out there who are wrestling and making a difference in your women's division, Brandy?
Like the champion, or the former champion, or, you know.
Or somebody who's... Anyone else. Anyone else.
We love you, Brandy, but come on, man. Yeah.
Honestly. And I don't know what they're doing now. I forget if I made a note about this later on down here. But the... yeah, okay, right here. They're talking about random teams now. For the women's tournament. They're going to be making up random teams because they very quickly realize there's only one team out of all these women that's actually a team in some regard, and that was the one
there's only one.
For the Nightmare Sisters.
Team. Yeah, that's the only team that matters anyway. But yeah, but I suppose I like that because, like you say, they can't force it on us. Just like throw all these people together. Oh yeah, these are relevant. So I mean, this were a bit. The Shark should have done this from the beginning. Just announced this straight from the beginning. That's how they'll do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. We've got loads of single stars talented, so let's throw them together, but like do it like that. Pete so I suppose that was kind of interesting.
Pete is here; he's late. Shanna's saying she likes factions too. Sometimes it's too many people in the ring to follow the melee. Maximum 10 guys in the ring. I think so too. It just looks.
Well, we're getting 12 next week, yeah. We're getting 12, but I think whenever you're talking like 5v5 or 6v6. That's where a gimmick match comes in, like, you know, the Stadium Stampede match, or what would have been the War Games, or Blood and Guts, as it were. You need something like that when you can't just have, because the rules were in and out and blah, blah. You can't just have 4 people outside at ring while 2 people, you know, fighting on the inside. It's too busy. And I think that's where the match struggled for me at the beginning, whereas if it has a gimmick to it and you can separate things off, then that's why it works better. So yeah, I don't think, you don't really want, and like Susanna says, 5 at the most, but we're having a 6v6 next week, aren't we?
Yeah, it's going to be even bigger.
Yeah.
It's going to be even crazier. Okay, so I was huge on Diamante here when she came in against Ivelisse. I've been just waiting for her to get this shot here. She gets her match against Hikaru Shida, and damn, man, Diamante is super impressive. I really like where she's going with this, but holy shit, that Shida and those knees, man. Oh my gosh, those attacks from Shida. It's just like she's exactly the women's champion they need right now. That finish, just boom. It's time for a new championship belt. It's time for one that's just a lot bigger. A lot bigger.
I'll take a little bit bigger then. I'll take a little bit bigger. It's so small.
Yeah, let me tell you, that's something that's just like, what is, wow. You know, like, I don't know. But again, Diamante, Shida, quick but effective, I guess you could say. I don't know. I thought it was entertaining for sure because I'm a fan of Diamante. What'd you think of it?
Yeah, it was a proper brawl, wasn't it? It was loads of striking. And it was a relatively easy win for Shida, but it should be. It should be. Like you say, she's a dominant champ. She's awesome. I love Shida. I might actually be in love with Shida. She's awesome. But yeah, so I thought this did well for what it is. But yeah, I love him too. Yeah. But so, like I say, relatively easy win. But like I say, that's exactly how it should be. And I I liked how it were a good old brawl. Wasn't too fancy. They were just knocking the hell out of each other, really, weren't they?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Diamante is one that they can now established against a title fight that we can hopefully see more of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
See, that's how you do it, man. That's how you do it. If even losing like that against the champion, you're still getting the rub there. I like that. You know, I mean, just ask every one of Cody's opponents. Women need a full size belt with pockets. Damn it! And just because every time you see somebody, you'll say, "Guess what? It's got pockets." That's right. That's right. And then we had Nyla Rose come out picking her color for this tag team tournament match. And some girl is her partner, says my notes.
I missed the name, and I was like, is it worth rewinding to write it down? Well, I feel bad, but
it was like, oh my gosh, the reveal, the way that it was like, I was like, oh, who's this, right? Like they just brought in Vicky as her manager. There's going to be some sort of cool partner that she's going to have that's going to be unique, that's going to put her apart in this up ahead in this tournament. And we had this reveal, and it's like, who's that? Why am I?
Yeah, because you were like, I'm back. And I'm like, well, where have you been?
Yeah, who are you? And then I had to find out later that it was Cameron from WWE, who's been gone for years. And she was eliminated. Like, and then even then, like, this is the one who was like, tried to pin somebody when their belly was down. And she's just reeking of all this talent. And I was reading up on her more. Like, she was the first eliminated in the Tough Enough competition where she was first introduced in like 2011, whatever it was. So we're like, man, AEW, what are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, like, there's even the memes where it's like, AEW doesn't just pick up anybody. But then, I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't know.
Well, 10 years experience. That's how we'll look at that then. Like I said, I didn't really know. Who knows how hard she's been working behind the scenes. Hopefully,
right?
if they've thrown her with Nyla Rose like this, and like what this competition should be about is putting some female talent out there for us to see. I'm not going to say it's about Brandy Rhodes, you know. But so hopefully she's going to surprise us all, and that's the point. And that's why she's been put with someone so impressive as Nyla Rose, you know. So hopefully, let's think positive. But either way, I think she's there to take the pin from Brandy in the final.
Yes. I see this being exactly like that scene from The Simpsons where Martin and Nelson teamed up. And Martin's dancing around because he's like, oh, the fairies, la, 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 la. And Nelson's like, shut up, you. Like, shut up. I think this is exactly what it's going to be. We're going to see Naomi's partner dancing, one of the Funkadactyls or whatever, dancing around, just dancing. And fuck, I bet you they're going to give her some glow glasses and some fucking blacklight pants like in a minute. And she's going to be dancing around while Nyla beats the shit out of people. And that's going to be their gimmick, is this Martin Prince dancing around Nelson Muntz.
It's always the case, isn't it? Simpsons already did it.
Hopefully she did train during that time. Otherwise, oof. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why I'm hoping, Shannon. I'm hoping she's going to hopefully surprise us. Hopefully.
I mean, like, what was this reaction supposed to be? Oh, shit, it's Cameron from the Funkadactyls. Like, what the fuck? Like, we're here now, AEW. No, you're giving us fucking Cage and Starks. Ricky Starks is coming out here. You just gave us Warhorse. You're giving us real indie names here. You're giving us fucking legends here like Vicky. You're giving us Arn Anderson. You're giving us real names. You can't just come at us with Cameron from the Funkadactyls and be like, I'm back. And it's like, I wish there was a live crowd for this one. Fuck, I wish there was a live crowd for this one. Because it would have sounded exactly like it did.
Like, who? What?
Huh? What? Huh? What? Like, I'm sorry to take so much time away from this here, but man, there we go. MJF, huge, man, comes out, addresses the crowd with the State of the Wrestling address, and this was awesome. There was so much happening here. When he told her, you look so much prettier when you smile, holy shit, man. I lost my shit. I'm just like, this guy's just pushing everybody's buttons. He's just absolutely bananas. MJF 2020, the hashtag. Hashtag not my champion. The place of Titans, brother. I love the WWF references here. That's funny as hell. Flip, flop, and fly, almost die. The guy's got lines. He's just pulling the lines out of the air here. It's like watching a young Rock. Just this charisma just flowing out when he just talks. Is like, wow, MJF is really fucking good, man. Like, it's undeniably good. I love how he's saying that Mox is cosplaying as a wrestler, and that's a stone cold fact, right? Beautiful, announcing his candidacy for the AEW champion. He's going to be the champion. What a build. Something that's, of course, you know what I mean? When you look at it from a booking perspective, now that, Cage has had his moment, even though he says he's not done with it, sure, whatever, you're done with it. You got your consolation title, you're gone now. I think it's great MJF coming in here and putting his name forward to be the next contender is great, man. I absolutely think it's awesome. What do you think of MJF here on the microphone?
I don't use this word often when it comes to promos, like in ring segments like this. This was a masterpiece. This was absolutely incredible, perfect. He's a star. Everything that comes out of his mouth, I'm engaged with. Everything's gold. The guy is a genius. He's a genius. I love this. So, like you say, the political side of it, like campaigning, he was kissing babies as he's coming out. He had his entourage, and Wardlow's been like his thing, and he's had his podium, he's pushing, and it was so good. I was beaming the whole time. It was absolutely fantastic. Like you say, every line's gold. I can't say enough good things about MJF. And they don't do many. We were on about this. You're like, if someone's going to come out and talk, and they're going to be in the ring, especially, you want to see physicality because that's your point and stuff. They don't do this often. This was amazing and so well done. This for me, this was the best thing on the show for me. Like I loved it, and like that's how he announced that he challenged him, didn't he, for all out.
That's right.
I hope he takes the fight because I want to see it, man. I want to see it.
He can't.
And this was brilliant. This was. I'm like almost lost for words. How amazing it was. Well, obviously, I had shut for 2 minutes, so I'm not lost for words. But I can't find the more eloquent, beautiful words to put out. Exquisite. This was. It was fantastic. MJF. My word.
Yammer on.
Oh my word.
Long. Yeah.
We could talk. Yeah, probably could talk about this on its own for an hour. It was so good. I've got masterpiece in capital letters wrote down here. It was honestly so good. So good.
I just stopped taking notes. I love the segments that are so good that I'm just like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be taking notes. And
yeah, take notes afterwards.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I've watching it in the living room is different now because usually I watch it on my computer where it's in the browser and I've got my notepad here so I can just type as I'm watching. But yesterday watching it on the TV, I'm like typing on my phone here and I'm like da 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 da, right? But yeah.
Do you have a message then or something? You lost yourself.
No. It totally lost myself there. I was trying to use my phone as a prop, and I actually got a real message, and I'm like, if I don't respond to my wife here quickly, she'll be like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" But
love it, Caitlin.
Shout out to my wife there. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to the wife for watching the programs here. So next week on the program, next week on Dynamite, we've got Dark Order taking on Matt Cardona and Cody. Oh yeah, man, that's gonna be a good one. I'm just happy to see Matt here. Like I said, like you said earlier. It's just cool to see. And Cody, you know what I mean? Cody, it's good to see him not having to defend the title and get another singles win this week. So that's good. Keep him off of that.
And not having to get a win.
Right.
That's MJF, definitely happening.
Well, it's happening for sure. Anytime he puts his title on the line there, it's the Triple H title. It's gonna get defended.
He's winning this match, let's face it. He's winning that match as well.
Yeah, well, it's the Dark Order. They're not winning a match against Cody, the gifted son there, the fucking prince of pro wrestling. MJF is giving an update next week, and I hope that's going to be that he got his title shot. That's going to be great. FTR and the Bucks and Hangman and Omega taking on the Dark Order. I love how the Dark Order's in 2 matches next week. Like they're using all the Dark Order in their entirety here. So I mean, Dark Order finally becoming this thing that they've wanted to be, this big faction, and there they are. But how serious can they be? I think maybe. Shit, come on now. Brody Lee could have really used that title win, even a short reign, is just as a transition, just to give them a little bit of more clout because they're being used a lot here, you know what I mean? And like you said, until recently, it was just them being a band of losers. So now they're actually getting some wins in there, and it's a bit different. But yeah, it's been an evolution for sure for Dark Order. And then, of course, the main event for next week, Jericho versus OC, debating with the guest moderator. And, Dan, who's it going to be?
Yeah, no clue on that. That'd be interesting.
I say Lance Storm. I say they pick up Lance Storm right up from under WWE. If WWE wants to let go of Lance Storm after making this son of a bitch close down his wrestling school, They deserve to get fucking Lance Storm in AEW, man. Believe that'll just be like the end.
Yeah.
That'll be it. Just Lance Storm to AEW. Cut. All right. And then we got their main event this week here. Darby Allin, Jon Moxley taking on Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. During the commercial, I thought this was pretty cool. There's really good action in this match. And then when they cut to commercial, and then Starks hits Darby with a spear right on the apron. Beautiful spear. And in the same commercial break, Cage is holding Moxley, and Darby jumps at him, and they both get power bombs. So it's like he's got Mox up for the slam, and then Darby jumps up for like this Hurricane Rana thing that I don't know what the fuck it was supposed to be, but it ends up he just puts himself up there for this power bomb. So it's like a power bomb slam on both guys. I thought that was super awesome. Double Alabama slam to Moxley through that trash can. Holy shit, man. Jeez, man. But that finish was something to be. Oof, you need to watch that finish if you haven't seen it. Darby Allin breaking out the skateboard there from under the ring. Man, Ricky Starks twitching the way he did. Yeah. And then we see after the win, after Darby got that pin on Starks with that brutal. Oh man, those tacks. The tacks were stuck to the bottom of the skateboard, and just yuck. It was really bad. It was a really rough spot.
There's no nice way to take that.
Yeah, no Ricky Starks. I love that during that pin, the one leg that's like still was not still. It was just like twitching out, like he was done.
Yeah, when like he was knocked out, it was just like and then that much pain just pinned me so I can get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that was exactly just like I'm in shock. Like it was crazy. It was awesome. I thought that was super cool. Yeah, I thought that was a super cool pin there. And then we saw that Darby and Moxley were in the ring afterwards. Darby's looking at him, and then of course through the magic of AEW storytelling, Tony Khan right there, ready to go. He says next week it's for the title. Darby gets a shot. They don't know it in the ring yet, but they're fighting for the title next week. And it's like, holy smokes, man! You guys gotta let this stuff breathe just a little bit.
It annoys me that. Just give it at least 10 seconds, not like less a fraction of a second. Tony Khan's just singing. It's like Tony Khan's just waiting at all times, just shouting Tony's ear, like, "Oh, I'll book that now." It's like, come on. I was like, Tony even thought about it. It annoys me that.
They love social media shit so much, and I know they already do it. Tony could put out a press release or a press conference after every Dynamite that he wants to do like this. Put it on YouTube. Have him go on afterwards. Make people watch that too. But yeah, I know that's exactly what we're gonna see now. Is we're gonna hear Tony Schiavone, and he's gonna be like, "All right, the main event is Darby and Moxley." But we're going to want to wait till they face off after the match because Darby is going to face him for the title next week. So we're going to watch that unfold later tonight. Just watch. And it's like, holy fuck you guys, man. You guys are really going to pull it out, aren't you? I don't know.
I thought that I thought that Cage and Starks, this match was designed to give them a win, like, keep Cage strong. Because again, this title belt he's got, he hasn't done much winning since he got gifted it. So it seems quite pointless. So I genuinely thought they'd get the win, away, and they've only just been put together as well. So out of the two, like even though they haven't had a match together, they're the unit, they're the complete unit of this. So don't do Taz any favors either, because I really liked Ricky Starks' promo work before the match. Was fantastic.
Oh yeah, man.
And obviously they come out thinking Darby's not there, and we had Coffin drop straight off it. So that was like nice, exciting, but and that finish, There's just no nice way to take that. Because obviously it don't just hit like stabbing you with a load of drawing pins. It's stabbing you, then dragging it across your back. When your heart's already racing, it's like, oh, mate, brutal. So, so obviously it seemed like this were, I say even more so throwing Cage and Starks under the bus. This were more to get like Darby over for the title match, like which... And so I just thought I'm confused by the results. I thought it would be that, but I'm excited. I'm excited for a Moxley and Darby Allin match, but I just really don't think he's got any chance of winning at all.
Not at all.
So, and obviously we're building to the MJF match. So it's like title matches where you can easily pick the winner. That's so good. That's why we like about AEW often is you can't predict stuff.
Yeah.
So that just feels like thing, but obviously they'll have a good match. So I'm not gonna moan about Mox and Darby Allin going at it. But yeah, it just felt like again sort of Cage doesn't look too strong off the back of it. So it's like, why couldn't Mox and Darby teamed against someone else to eventually lead to this finish where Darby's like, oh yeah, it's me and you next.
Yeah.
Because, best buds and that. There were some nice spots. So I liked the work between them as well. I liked when Cage went for the buckle bomb, Moxley jumped behind and caught him. Like little spots like that. And when he were picking him up, come on, kids. I did like that. So
yeah,
interesting that instantly straight away is just like looking down the barrel of his skateboard. Then like, nah, mate, coming for that. So
yeah, it's like, I'm all business now. And I think they've been rushing it too much. I mean, obviously, when he came back at what was it, Fallen, or at the pay per view there, they just did Fighter Fest, and it was Fallen. It was Fight for the Fallen after the title match, right? He comes back and it's like, yo, I'm here, and it's like, oh, okay, so he should have been more clear right off then that he was also looking at Mox, and it was like, yo, that would have given at least tonight would have had a little bit more of more dimension, I think, if they already established that Darby wanted a title shot, or he was already looking at the championship. You know what I mean? Before this happened. So I don't know.
Yeah, because it come back like Cage with a feud. That's why he was apparently written off TV, because Cage had injured him.
Yeah.
So that was the feud. He surely wants to beat Finn. So it's like he didn't beat Cage in this match, but Cage still lost. So get that belt off him, because it's pointless. So, but that's felt like you say. That's why I'm confused by it again. Like you say there, because I thought that was the feud.
Yeah, I would have loved
Darby and Cage.
I would have loved the FTR title now, or the FTW title, whatever the FTW, the Taz belt. If Taz came back now and said, "Hey, you know what? You didn't actually earn this," or like it was kind of like a, "Here's the belt for you, but now I'm taking it back because you're not there," and then Cage is like, "You want to see there," and then he just goes on a tear. This should have been Brian Cage. It just sucks when somebody's a champion and they're new at the championship, and then you could bring in guys like Cage because you just know they're gonna get fed as a credible opponent, but they're not going to win the title. And that's what I think was really upsetting to me about Cage coming into that position. I think he should have come after Cody. I think it would have been great if he came after Cody and took that belt off of him, and then Cody just, went on some kind of a staycation with Brandy for a couple of years. That'd be great. I love it.
I wondered how long you were going to say them. Yeah, just go away, please. Nah, but yeah. So they got that belt with Cage. It's like it just really don't make sense to me anymore. Like, well, how we got gifted it, and like he hadn't earned it, and he hasn't done anything to earn it since. But yeah, and like I say, I thought that the Darby and him, I thought that was the feud, and I'd be excited about that because, like I say, that could be over that belt then.
Yeah, or like even just put the belt on the line in a gauntlet or in like a battle royal match, and just say like, hey, Cage is going to be in the ring, open invitational. Whoever wants to jump in the ring here and try to take this belt from him, come eliminate him. You know what I mean? Something crazy cool like that would make this thing not a hardcore championship, but just some kind of a really fucking cool, like cartoony, hard, like the BMF title. You know what I mean? Like that bad motherfucker title that just means you're the strongest, you're the toughest guy. You're not necessarily the champion, but pound for pound, you're tough as fuck. You know what I mean? I think that'd be
good. Like you said, I've just Taz say, look, you need to. I've given you this because I believed in you, but now you need to show me. And like you say, do exactly that. Have a big match where it's like he just destroys a load of people and says, "This is why I deserve it. This is why you gave me it." It could be good.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. Well, here we go. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. That was the program. That was our breakdown of this week's Dynamite. That's matches. Next week's looking good, like I said. We're going to see FTR, the Bucks, Hangman, and Omega taking on the whole Dark Order. Even new guys we haven't seen yet. Dark Order is going to be busting out new wrestlers. Probably not. But it's just funny to say, like, it's just a big cartoon, just a big gang of dudes fighting up on AEW next week. So thank you so much for watching. Check us out, and we'll see you guys next week. Dean, have a good one, buddy.
Love you, dude. Peace.